The holidays often magnify feelings of grief, and children and teens especially experience a wide range of emotions related to the loss of a loved one during Thanksgiving and Christmas. And Children's Grief Center of New Mexico is a safe place for children, teens, and adults to share feelings and experiences while grieving a death. And here's how the center offers hope and healing for grieving families.
What brought me here? My mom died of colon cancer when I was 21.
Because my daddy shot himself.
My husband passed away in June of last year due to an unknown illness.
I felt angry. I felt alone.
I felt hopeless. I felt sad.
What was our situation? Our situation was that we were overwhelmed and we were all alone.
What difference has the Children's Grief Center made in our lives?
It has made a big difference because whenever I go to the Grief Center, I express my emotions and it makes me smile.
I found a way to help myself by helping others. I'm a volunteer facilitator at the Children's Grief Center of New Mexico.
Wow, that's great. Well, Executive Director Jade Bach and Board Member Bill Roach joining us this morning with the information. That's a really powerful video. The thing that really hits me is the wide range of folks that benefit from this organization. So how does the center support the kids and families here?
Well, Chad, it offers a great place for kids to come. It's a safe, secure environment, and it allows the kids to tell their stories and also to hear stories of other children and live through their experience. And it just gives them that great avenue to get their emotions out.
Yeah, which can be really hard. I mean, a lot of times kids not knowing how to express it and having an avenue to facilitate that is great. So why are the holidays generally more difficult?
Holidays are tough because usually families have traditions. They meet with certain people, and so when maybe that person is not there anymore, it sets them out of their rhythm. So it's really important to talk about what you're going to do ahead of time, so at the last minute you're not trying to plan. And the Grief Center can help with that sort of thing.
That's great.
The holidays are full of unrealistic expectations for every family.
Right.
But when somebody has died, those changes in the family are really thrown into high relief. You know, the person who made the special holiday meal isn't there anymore. The person that hung the lights and the decorations isn't there anymore. Adults may not know, what to do. Sometimes they want to keep everything exactly the same and they can't. Sometimes they want to do things entirely differently. It's a very difficult and painful season.
Yeah. Well, you hear a lot about during the holidays that schedules get, thrown off and the kids really rely on schedules and regimens. So I can only imagine that is exacerbated by that missing loved one. Well, so what are some of the ways that children grieve? How do they grieve?
Well, differently from adults.
Yeah, from adults,
sure.
yeah.
And, kids may or may not express their sadness, their sorrow, and their longing in the same way that the adults are. And so sometimes the whole family is kind of out of sync with each other. One brother will say to another, "You're crying all the time, and Dad wouldn't have wanted that. He wanted you to go on and to live life." And the other brother will say, "You're acting like nothing happened. You're not honoring his memory or his loss." And so a family, usually one another's best support during times of stress around the death of a loved one, can really be put at odds with each other.
Right.
So at the Grief Center, we have special publications and activities, and we even have a whole day on a Saturday where we're open to the public, where it's dedicated to coping with the holidays, making a plan and getting through it together.
That's great. Well, so in addition to that, how should parents, adults, just any grown-ups help a grieving child and help them get through it? Because I know it can be very tough. Sometimes we don't want to overstep our bounds as parents or as loved ones, but we also really want to be there. So how can we help a grieving child as grown-ups?
Well, it's really important just to listen and say you're sorry for the loss. Keep the messages simple. It doesn't require a lot of explanation. Be supportive. And I would recommend that people get a hold of the Grief Center for some additional guidance.
And so if folks do need that additional guidance, we need that advice, how do we contact you to get that information?
Call us, visit our website, send us an email. We have resources at childrensgrief.org, but we're just a phone call away.
That's great. So there, of course, folks, you see phone number 505-323-0478. And folks, I really can't thank you enough. This is so fantastic that you guys offer this.
I think it's important that everybody knows that everything we do at the Grief Center is free of charge.
That's
we never
great.
charge anybody for anything.
That is
there's
really important to
no
know.
risk to give us a call and to get that information. We exist to serve families that are hurting.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.